Hello everyone, this is Steven from the Even Steven channel, and today we're taking a look at the HK P2000, which is in this box. Now, why is my HK P2000 in a FedEx box? Well, I had it sent off to Langdon Tactical. I'm going to put this aside for a second, because having that box kind of screws with the auto brightness. I had my gun sent off to Langdon Tactical to kind of do like their HK trigger job, because they do trigger work now. And I think the options for the P2000 are a little bit limited. Like, you can't get an optics cut, you can't get a new trigger face. But I was looking at the website and I was like, you know, I'm not exactly sure what they're going to do. So I sent a letter to Langdon Tactical before I had this done. And I just kind of copied and pasted this there. So I sent this to Langdon Tactical. Hello, I was interested in getting a trigger job for my HK P2000 with the V3 configuration. I like the gun, but that double action trigger pull is a nuisance. Could you please tell me exactly what you would do with it to make it better? I was looking at the website and it didn't seem very specific. Thank you, have a nice day, Steven. And I redacted my name. And this is not something I made up. This is Langdon Tactical's actual response. Hi Steve, we incorporate the Gray Guns short reset system with our trigger work that we do to the internal components of the gun to reduce the weight and smooth out the trigger pull. We don't share the exact details of what we do to the internal components, as that's part of our trigger work processes that are not shared. So what Langdon Tactical is basically saying is, I said, hey, what exactly are you going to do with the gun? And they said, we're not going to tell you, other than we're going to do work to reduce the weight and smooth out the trigger. Now, if anyone else but Langdon Tactical said, we're not going to tell you what we're doing, I would not have given them my gun. Honestly. If Langdon Tactical didn't have the reputation that they have, and I asked someone what they're going to do with my gun, and they said, we're not going to tell you, I would not have given them my gun. But because they had their reputation, I did it. So here we go, HK P2000. In the FedEx box. I just got it delivered. This was like overnighted to me from Langdon Tactical. And I have not opened this yet. It's an unboxing of sorts. I shipped this in my Beretta PX4 Storm box only because it was slimmer and it fit. HK box is a little thick. Now, did this come with any paperwork? Did not come with any paperwork. Okay. Now, did it come with any of the original parts? Did they replace any parts? Let's see. Oh, what's this? All right, on the side here, just a little tag they put on the gun, on the box. I guess that was just kind of like an internal thing to help keep them sorted of what was going where. Okay, now we got some stuff in here. I'll move this over a little bit. Again, I'm just going to obscure my last name. Langdon Tactical, LTT Trigger Job, P2000. I opted for the 10-pound hammer spring. Okay, shipping there and back was like $100, so it's not cheap. And they charged me like $59. I had like a down payment of like $200, and they charged me like $59. Okay, nothing crazy going on here. Anything else? Any notes? No, just an invoice for that $59 they didn't charge me for up front. Just want to see what we got here. Some. Okay, this is like some kind of inspector mark, but I don't know who that's supposed to be. Okay. Langdon Tactical. Is that custom? I guess it's a packing slip, but this is my initial order, I think, on December 19th. Oh, and here it is. This is what I was looking for. I was looking for this. I wanted to see if they were going to ship any of the original parts back to me, and they did. And I do not know what these are. You see the springs, you see like this little thing, this pin here. I was interested to see what they would ship back to me in the gun, with the gun, because they're not going to keep that. So let's do a little safety check. Is unloaded. Be doubly sure. Okay. Okay, so I noticed that it looks like these sights have gotten beaten up a little bit. These sights didn't go out this marred up. That is a little bit disappointing. Implying that the sights had to be taken off or they got banged around somehow. But let's see if that was all worth it. If that was all worth it. Let's see, single action. Pretty light. Double action. And a little better. Honestly, that's probably lighter than it was before, but it's not match grade. This is probably more of what the P2000 should have been out of the box. Let me see a little. So we got single action. Reset. It's okay. And the trigger pull, while better, this is definitely better than how I had it before. But it's not smooth as glass. What, smooth glass? Smooth as silk, breaking like glass. This is a combat handgun, the combat trigger break. And it's okay. Like I said, out of the box, maybe like a 3 out of 10. With that 10-pound hammer spring that I put in to line up a little bit, maybe like a 5 out of 10. And with that Langdon Tactical trigger upgrade, something, maybe like 7 out of 10. So at that, while it's not amazing, it's definitely improved. And it is more serviceable. That's something like better. I could work with better. Now let me take it apart real quick, see if anything looks different on the inside. Let's see. Slide shouldn't be different at all. This grease was not here before, so they did some work in there. And I am not knowledgeable enough to tell you if they replaced any of these parts. Just don't know. I wanted to see if anything was obviously different. I can't tell. Alright, back together. So after all that work, after all that work, was this worth it? And I guess there's only one way to tell. We're going to take this to the range. We're going to do some shooting, see how it feels, see how it shoots, how it prints, and we'll see if the HK P2000 with Langdon Tactical trigger job is worth that price tag. So, right back after the break. And we're back. Now, in between that first section that I filmed and this section, pretty much 2 sections to this video, about a month has passed, and I took the HK P2000 on, I think, 3 different outings of various lengths. Sometimes I would shoot 50 rounds, sometimes 100 rounds, sometimes 200 rounds. And at this point I have still under 1,000 rounds to this gun, probably 800, 900 rounds. I'm going to say 900 rounds for this gun. And overall, I have to say it's not a bad gun. It's a good gun. It shoots well. It's pretty reliable. Above all else, it's reliable. Accuracy is okay. We'll get to the accuracy. I'll do it now. So we have, this is two 25-yard shots that I did. I'm not sure exactly what I was doing that day, but this is just two 25-yard shots. I got 1, 2, 3. So 2 are off target. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now a little bit later, I think, well actually today, another target. So this is 7 yards, which is pretty good. A little off to the left. Now it's possible that what I'm doing with this gun is I have my finger too deep into the trigger guard. I might be going more, I exaggerate, but I might be going more like this instead of going more like this. So that might be something that I'm doing wrong. 10 yards. 15 yards, and what I'm doing at this point is I'm putting my front sight basically on top of the target. Because at 15 yards, basically the front sight is almost as big as the target. And I'm kind of overcompensating, so they're all a little bit high. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 15 yards, it's okay. 20 yards. Are they all on target? Looks like one has gone off. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. But I kind of bring it back for 25 yards. This is 25 yards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 25 yards, that's not bad. It's not bad. So, another question that might come up is, was the Langdon tactical trigger job worth it? And in my opinion, no. It was not. It was not worth it. It was like over $200. And while it is improved, it's not all that great. The double action trigger is still a little heavy. Single action trigger has a little bit of a wall to it, but not terrible. And, you know, honestly, Langdon Tactical, while they might have done their best, didn't improve it as much as I thought they might have. It's not bad. And I rated it as like a 7 out of 10, and that's still true. But maybe there's only so much you can do with this gun. Maybe there's only so much you can improve it. It is a military or police duty sidearm, and there's just only so much you can do with that and have it still work reliably. So I don't blame Langdon Tactical. I don't like oh, they did a bad job. You know, they just did the best they could with the gun to improve it, make it work better. But there's only so much you can do. And in my opinion, I don't think the trigger work is worth it. Let's see. Shooting it, I noticed a little bit of, you know, I replaced this with the extended magazine release, and sometimes this extended magazine release can kind of rub on your finger a little bit because it is bigger than normal. So you kind of have to accept that it might just kind of rub against you a little bit. It was fine. It was fine. And shooting it, I noticed I was kind of drawing from the holster and coming up first shot double action, and you know, this is just still kind of long. So you can do it one of two ways. You can kind of just pull all the way through, or as you're drawing, you kind of stage it. And then you get on target, and then that last bit of travel at the end. Gotta be careful you don't like come out of the holster and go like accidentally. So do be careful with that. You don't want to come out and then like, you know, just immediately or accidentally shoot the gun when you're not meaning to. Yeah. I thought maybe shooting a little bit, the gun would smooth out a little more because, you know, you put new parts into the gun, and well, you know, just putting new parts into a gun make it new. It has to be broken in, it has to be worn in, and to a degree it might have done that, but only so much. So I do like the P2000. I do like that Langdon Tactical was able to improve the trigger, make the trigger nicer. Now the question might be, do I think this gun is worth it? And the answer is no. Do I think the gun the package overall, the combination of the gun and the Langdon tactical trigger drop, that price tag, is it worth it? Probably not. Probably not, honestly. And while I have an aversion to striker-fired guns, there's a lot of striker-fired guns you can buy for less than $1,000 that are probably just as good as this, unfortunately. I do like it, though. Doesn't mean, just because I think it's not worth the money or it might be overpriced, doesn't mean I don't like it. I do like it. I think I'm going to keep it because I can't sell it for what I paid for it. But I'm going to keep it. I am going to keep it in the collection. I think it's going to be, one of my two primary handguns. This and the Beretta PX4 Storm. Now, what do I see a gun like this being used for? I kind of touched on in the first video. It is kind of an all-around gun. Concealed carry, home defense, range use. Anywhere you would want a mid-sized gun, it could flex in a couple different roles. It could be a concealed carry gun, like I said, home defense gun, duty gun. It is a duty gun. It is used that way. How's the wear there? How's that wearing off? Is that just dirt? Or is that wearing off? Huh. Yeah, I pretty much put about 900 rounds through it, and I haven't really cleaned it. So let's take a look. I don't think I really cleaned this gun at all. So maybe that's a a benefit to HK. Looks pretty good. Looks pretty good on the outside. Like I said, I don't think I've really cleaned this gun as I got in it. Doesn't seem all that dirty. Might be a little bit of packing grease still up in there. Let me see if I can get some. Maybe a little bit of packing grease up in there. So, final thoughts on the HK P2000. I like the gun. I wish I liked it a little bit more. That doesn't mean I dislike it enough to get rid of it. I think it's a good gun. And I think when you look at it in the context of where it came from, what it's for, it is a gun that was designed around 2000, or at least around 2001, intended as a police and military sidearm. And if you don't expect it to be this match-grade race gun, then the P2000 will do anything you want. Anything to add? Anything to... What did I just do? Well, it looks a little dirty easy, doesn't it? Anything to add on the P2000? No. I think it just about does it. This is the third video I've done. I don't know if we're going to quite go to an hour's worth of P2000 video between the three parts, but we're approaching it. And I think I've said all I can say about it. That while I thought it was this, hidden gem of greatness, that it is just a very competently made, serviceable gun that simultaneously doesn't get enough praise and maybe gets too much from some people. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, this is Steven from the Even Steven channel. Please do all the like, share, and subscribing. If I haven't really said it, I do recommend this gun within the expectations that I've laid out. It is a good gun, but maybe I went into it thinking it was a better gun than it was. Still good. It could still be good, but maybe not as good as you thought. Please all that like, share, and subscribing, and I will see you next time. Thank you, and goodbye.